In this election, unlike most that I have seen in my lifetime, the issues that surround it and the stories that go along with it are so ridiculous. Okay, now I'm not saying that they're untrue, but when I get questions from people about who I'm voting for, they always want to go to these issues. Like, if I'm going to vote for Trump, people question me as to how can I vote for a man who says these certain things about women and his tax history. And then if people say that they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton, they bring up the Clinton Foundation, Benghazi, the WikiLeaks emails, some of the things that she did in her past, the illegal stuff. I think it was Whitewater or something like that. I'm not going to try to go into them all. You guys have heard the stories over and over and over, all right? For me personally, all right, now all those stories mean something. I mean, obviously, they're checks on the list, right? But for me personally, there is one issue that affects me more than anything. Now, I know you guys would probably say, oh, are they a Christian? I don't believe either candidate is a Christian. I don't care what they say. I look at their lives. And if I can't find an indicating example of Christianity in their lives, I'm going to assume that both of them are not. I never heard Trump talk about his faith until he started to run for office. And Hillary Clinton, I don't even know where she stands, but there is no indicating factor in her life in the history of her public or political life that shows that she's a Christian, other than whenever it suits her in her runs. Okay? So let's just put that one to the side. Most of you know that I'm in the insurance industry, the health insurance industry, and I've been doing this for over 15 years. And there are people who've been doing it far longer than me. The number one issue in this election for me is Obamacare. Obamacare is easily the worst law ever perpetrated on the American people. It was a cash grab. The insurance industry is one of the wealthiest industries in the world in the history of mankind. There is so much money in it. The government saw this, and they needed the money because they are hemorrhaging left and right. And I think that the insurance industry was just a target. I mean, a lot of their social agenda in the government fails. And there was so much money being pumped in. Now, they say this, that I love this argument when they bring it up. Oh, pre-existing conditions. It's unfair for people to be declined for pre-existing conditions. They got to have an option. Well, here's the truth, you guys. There has been an option in place at all times in all states. It was called the state insurance risk pools. Okay? Now, they don't want to tell you this. They want to tell you that people would get declined for insurance. That is not true. There was always a route for them to go. Now, it was an expensive route. But here was the argument. Why would the entire American population be forced to pay additional premiums based on one individual's health? That's what's called socialism. That's spreading the cost for one person over the many. I don't agree with that. If you're sick, then it is your issue. Therefore, you should pay more in premium to cover your issue. You shouldn't have to cast that onto everybody else. Now, you hear these numbers, by the way, of how, oh, we're insuring more people than we've ever insured before. Oh, we've signed up this many people. Well, here's what you don't know about Obamacare. The people that they're signing up were people that were on Medicaid. Medicaid was eliminated, and all those people were rolled up into Obamacare. So these numbers are a lie. There are more people without insurance now than ever before because they can't afford it. And I see this on a daily basis. You guys, here's what happened when Obamacare came into fruition. The premiums across the board skyrocketed immediately, an average of 25%. And each year, they have gone up a minimum of 25%. This year alone in the state of Texas, they are estimating a rate increase of 60%. That means if somebody is paying $600 a month, next month, they will pay, listen, $950 for the exact same plan. But that's not true because the plans are losing benefits year over year. The deductibles go up, the copays go up, and coverage goes down. But the premiums continue to rise. Why is this? Because the government is hemorrhaging money on this plan, and the insurance companies cannot keep up. There is a reason why 60 to 70% of the insurance businesses or companies on the market have left the health insurance marketplace because it is a bad business model. Now, in this debate, here is what Hillary Clinton said.
Donald was about to say he's going to solve it by repealing it and getting rid of the Affordable Care Act, and I'm going to fix it.
Very interesting. She has no intention of fixing this law. She's going to continue to force it down the Americans' throat. Why? Because it will eliminate nearly all of the insurance companies and force us into a single-payer system, which means the government will control it all. Therefore, they'll get all the money. That is the worst situation possible in this. Now, here's what Donald Trump has to say.
It is such a great question, and it's maybe the question I get almost more than anything else outside of defense. Obamacare is a disaster. You know it. We all know it. It's going up at numbers that nobody's ever seen worldwide. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this for health care. It's only getting worse. In 17, it implodes by itself. Their method of fixing it is to go back and ask Congress for more money, more and more money. And we have right now almost $20 trillion in debt. Obamacare will never work. It's very bad health insurance.
Some of it works. But he's missing the bigger picture. Yeah, competition will drive the prices down and increase benefits across the board. Competition is always good. You never want to have a monopoly. But here's the real issue, and here's what a lot of people don't know about insurance. It's something called reinsurance. This is how you fix the entire situation. Well, actually, there's two ways to fix it. Number one, illegal immigrants are not allowed to have insurance. We do not need to give insurance to people who are in this nation illegally. That alone right there could easily save the health insurance industry. I'm serious. And it would even save Obamacare if they just denied benefits to illegal immigrants. Why should we reward people for doing something illegal in our nation? It makes absolutely no sense. There are so many reports, statistics, and financial material proving that if we just didn't cover illegal immigrants, we would be fine in the health insurance industry. But let's forget about that. Reinsurance, okay? You guys can look this up. Reinsurance is one of the biggest costs that an insurance company has to pay. See, a company like Blue Cross Blue Shield really only insures claims up to $50,000. After $50,000, they pay another company. I'll give you an example, like Credit Suisse. They pay them a premium to cover claims to hedge them on any claim over $50,000. That's probably the most expensive cost to Blue Cross Blue Shield is the reinsurance of their policy. If the United States government really cared enough about fixing the problem in the health insurance industry, all they have to do is become the reinsurer of every single policy in America and charge every single American $10 a month to reinsure their policy. That's it. Problem's done. United States of America is the reinsurer of all policies, but all insurance companies cover claims up to $50,000. Situation solved. But they won't do that. Why? Because there's too much money at stake, and they see it as a cash grab. That right there is why I am not voting for Hillary Clinton and I'm voting for Donald Trump. You want to stick to an issue, you want to focus on policy. This is the sole reason as to why Hillary Clinton should not be president of the United States. And for all you youngsters out there who don't understand insurance enough, you have got to take the time to sit down and read Obamacare. It is horrific. Now, a lot of people in America are covered by employer-based plans, all right? So they don't have to deal with this kind of thing. Me, I focus on the 10 to 12 million people who have to get insurance on their own as a quote-unquote self-employed person and their spouse doesn't work for a company. I see this every single day. I have conversation after conversation after conversation. I go to conferences. I go to press conferences. I watch the news. I read the articles. This is the worst law ever perpetrated on America. And it is an agenda. And you guys may say, well, Obama was trying to fix the situation. No. Because I can show you on paper that reinsuring the policies in America by the government would have solved this. It would have. There you go. I don't know if you guys tuned into this, but this is the reason why Hillary Clinton should not be president of the United States. You guys have an awesome day. Leave your comments down below if you have questions on it. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not going to get too technical with it because you guys are just going to have to go out and research this yourself. All right? You have an awesome day. I'll see you on the next one.